All right. Okay. We're going to be multiplying decimals today, so I'm hoping that you guys get somewhat comfortable with this. We're going to do a couple methods of this. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about doing like a number like 3.24, and we're going to multiply by 8.1. We're going to be multiplying decimals. Okay? Now, decimating what my answers are first. I always like to do approximations. This number is roughly about 3. This number is roughly about 8. If you were to multiply those together, what do you get? 3 times 8.
24.
24? This is what my answer is roughly going to be around. That's what I'm expecting, right? Does that make sense? Like what I guesstimated, I rounded my numbers off. Okay? I like to do that before I start because I know my answer will be bigger than that. I know, right? I had decimals, they're a little bit larger than 3, a little bit larger than 8. So 24 will be kind of small, so I'm expecting around 24 somewhere. Okay, so how you do this? This is called the column method. Let's do this type first. So we're going to do the column method.
Easy.
Okay, now when you do the column method, here's the beauty of it. You don't have to line up the decimals. Get that? When you do a product, when you do multiplying, right? Product or multiply, okay, these are the rules. You do not line up the decimal. You can if you want, don't get me wrong, you can do it. Do not
It's not have to.
line up your decimals. But if you want, you can. It just makes your problem a little bit longer, but you don't have to.
Who do you guess play tomorrow night?
Nerdy. Okay. Okay. So let's go through the actual multiplication. The steps for multiplying are just like normal multiplication. So here's what I'd like you to do. If you're going to multiply these together, like 3.24 times 8.1. Here's what I recommend when you do this. And this is like, I'm going to write little rules down. I want you to put the longer number on the top. So not the bigger number, the longer number.
So now we're going by length.
Yeah, now we're going by length. Okay, and here's the beauty of it. Forget the decimal. I actually want you to purposefully erase the decimal.
Why?
We're taking 324 times 81.
Yeah, because it wouldn't make any difference.
It wouldn't make any difference. We'll fill in the decimal later. So, because we're not lining up the decimals, so you can forget about it. You literally can erase it on your problem. So when you do column method for multiplying, you're going to start in that bottom right corner, and you're going to multiply it by every number on the top one at a time. So what's 1 times 4?
4.
Yeah.
1 times 2?
2.
1 times 3?
3.
3. Okay, so normal multiplying. Now, if it was a 2-digit number, you'd carry the number over to the next column over. Okay, and you'd add. All right, next.
32.
Since we're going on, so let me get rid of this. We're done with the 1, right?
Yep.
So you're going to put a guard dog. You have to put a 0 or like an egg. I think they call them turtle eggs in like junior high or whatever it was. I call them guard dogs, the zeros. Now we're going to start with the 8, and I already heard Eric, you already saying it. You're going to start with 8, and you're going to multiply to each of these 3 numbers. But again, since I'm skipping over the 1, I got rid of it, you have to put an egg there, or a guard dog. 8 times 4.
32.
Okay, 2 carries the 3 over, right? Now we're doing 8 times 2, which is 16,
Plus 3.
plus 3, which is 19, and you're going to carry the 1.
It's like doing the fraction thing where you have to times the 1 and then go to the top and
Yep.
then plus it.
Yeah, it's almost exactly like that, yep. 8 times 3,
25.
and yep, so you get 25. We're going to write 25 down, so you go 24 plus 1. All right, now when we're here, you're going to add straight down. That's why it's important that you line up the columns correctly. You don't need to worry about decimals at all. What's 4 plus the 0?
4. 0.
4 plus 0 is 4. Yep.
4 then.
Yeah. 2 plus 2?
4.
4. 3 plus 9?
12.
12. 1 plus 5?
6.
And then 2 plus 0?
2.
2. All right, now, that's my answer. Now, that is not my final answer,
6. 1.
because I have to plug the decimal in, right? So, here's how you figure out where the decimal goes, because remember, we did start with decimals. All I want you to do is count, so this is my last step, you're going to count how many decimal places did we do completely, total.
3.
3 decimal places. because this one had 1 decimal place, this one had 2. So on this one, we have to put a total of 3. You're gonna start in the back and go over 3 spots. There it is. Okay. Make sense? All right. Questions on the whole multiplying situation?
Got that.
Okay, all right. Now, I do want to show you a second way of doing it. A second way.
Do you absolutely have to put the egg in?
You can leave it blank or just put a 0 there. You can do that. But you have to do it if you move to the next number over. So let's do it. Let's do another one here. Let's do one with a. Now, do you guys want to stick with column, or you guys want to go to lattice right now?
You can show us lattice if you
Okay,
want.
let's do lattice. Okay. Let me stop the camera. I'm gonna move it to the next board over, so I don't have to erase that.
I don't know what you thinking, parents, but.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's go through the next example. So we're gonna do something a little bit larger than that. Oh, jeez.
It's rolling, it's
It's
rolling.
rolling. It's rolling. Okay. Here we go.
It's like-
So let's do one where we have lattice. So make up a number. Small, less than 3 decimals.
2,
That's the 3 decimals.
2.24.
2.24. Okay. Good. We're gonna multiply by. Now, Sam, anything less than 3 decimal places. So
Small numbers, so I'm gonna go 5.10.
5.10. Okay. All right. So here's the idea. If you had a problem like this, you wouldn't need the 0 after it. So the 5.10, you could just put 5.1. Be the same thing. Okay. It wouldn't matter because you're going to move the decimal places anyways. But anyways, if we're going to do lattice method, so this is the next method we're going to do. So we're going to do lattice. This is the one where, again, you can ignore decimal places, just like before. You can ignore them. But you're going to write your 3 numbers down. So like, Eric, your first numbers were 2, 2, 4.
Yep.
So you're going to make 3 columns for 2, 2, 4. Okay? And then going down the other direction, you're going to make the 5.10. And you're going to make 3 columns going that way. 3 rows, I should say.
So you take 5 times 2, 5 times 2.
Exactly, yep. So 5 times 2.
10.
Yep, and if it's a 2-digit number, we're going to put the little diagonals in here, in all these boxes. That's how they work. I just draw diagonals in each one. I know some people are more specific on how they do that, but 5 times 2 is 10, so we put a 2-digit number. 5 times 2,
10.
10. 5 times 4,
20.
20. Okay, that's how you do it. The beauty part about doing it this method is you don't have to worry about guard dogs and other things. It'll just work out in the end, but you have to follow the diagonals. Okay, but let's keep going here. 2 times 1.
2.
2, so 0, 2. Okay. 2 times 1.
2.
2. 4 times 1.
4.
4. All right, boom. So there you go. And again, if it's not a 2-digit number, you can put a 0 in front of it. All right, now next. 4 times 0.
0.
0. 2 times 0.
0.
That's why this column is not needed. 2 times 0.
0.
0, so you don't need all those. All right, and then the last thing is, how you get your final answer is you're just going to add these up. And how I'm doing this is I'm following the green lines. I'm staying in between the green lines. That's how I'm following this. Does that make sense now?
Yep.
Yeah.
So in the front, what's my front number?
1.
1. Okay, and then when I go to the other numbers, if it carries over, you'd spill over, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't look like any of these numbers are going to spill over to the next column. So my next number, what's my next number going to be? 1 plus 0 plus 0? 1. Okay, 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0? 4. 4. 0 plus 0, 2, 0, 0?
Just
2.
2. And 4, 0, 0?
4.
4 and 0. All right, and then what we do is we have to plug the decimal in. Now, how many decimal places do you guys have total on your problem?
3.
Nope.
2.
How many decimal places total? This one had 2. This one had 2.
4.
There's 4 decimal places
total.
So, yeah, total. So we always start in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like my answer is 11.4240. Or on a calculator, they'd probably just tell me 11.424. these are the same number, because you can add zeros in the back and it's the same. And again, did that make sense? Well, let's double check. What was this number roughly? 2-ish? What's that number roughly? 5, when you multiply them together, you get a number about 10. That's roughly what my answer is gonna be around. It's gonna be around 10-ish. You got 11, makes sense.
Ah, cool.
So, okay, we good?
Yeah.
All right, we're done for the day. You can have the rest of the time today. You can just work,